call to order the Board of Commissioners meeting. If you join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. Hey, Larry, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Please, I'll let you do it.
Go with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Larry. Roll call.
Mr. Chapman?
Here.
Commissioner Rosales?
Present.
Mr. Each?
Here.
Administrator Jones?
I am here. Request for modifications, approval of the agenda.
Have no modifications to ask for.
Move to approve the agenda.
And second. It's moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Public comment for agenda items. Is there any member of the public wishing to make comment on agenda items only? We have time at the end of the meeting. Seeing nobody. Consent agenda.
Thank you. Item 1A is approval of vouchers for the week of February 8th. Item 1B is approval of minutes for the week of February 8th. And item 1C is approval of payroll for the period ending January 31st.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Reports and presentations. Cindy, you're here. We're here to give you, you haven't been here for 25 years, so you don't get the etching, but you've been here for a while, so we have a certificate of appreciation to give you for your service, and I'll let Jim see if he has any comments he wants to make.
I would thank you. Cindy, you've only been with us a little over 7 months, but it's tough being in the ivory tower. That's a position that comes with a lot of stress, a lot of sleepless nights. You've done a great job. We really appreciate the work. We're going to miss you, and it's going to be difficult to replace you. I can tell you that. But at the same time, we recognize you're moving towards something, to go and help your daughter and your granddaughter, and I think you're really looking forward to that, and we wish you well in the future. Thank you very much.
Any other comments from board members?
We're going to miss you, Cindy. Thank you very much for keeping us organized. All the meetings, people don't really realize all the meetings that we go to, and we actually need to prepare for those, reviewing the agenda for them. And I really appreciate the way you make certain before I walk into any of the meetings, I've got the information and everything's been confirmed. It really helps.
Yeah, you'll definitely be missed. The office will be quieter when you're gone.
Yeah.
It's an inside joke, but
Exactly.
Cindy's the definition of quiet as a church mouse. But she gets her work done efficiently and quickly, and I have to assume that life will be better for you in the Sunshine State. And come about March or April, when it's still 50 degrees and raining here, you can send us a postcard or pictures. We do wish you all the best. Thank you.
I do request a postcard.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Cindy.
Board of Masters, she wanted to say anything, but for those of us who need, what the answer would have been. Any other reports and presentations, Commissioner Rosales?
Yeah, I attended several board and committee meetings last week. A couple that I'd like to provide some specific reports on. The PRSN, or the PSRN, the Puget Sound Regional Network. This is a group that is working to integrate mental health care and chemical dependency. And it's highly complex, trying to merge these two systems. And our fellow board commissioners, one from Kitsap County and one from Jefferson County, who have served on this committee for longer than I have recommended that perhaps we work toward developing a joint meeting between the county commissioners, all of the county commissioners from all three counties, Kitsap, Jefferson, and Clallam, because this is such a significant change and is going to have a lot of implications over the next couple of years. So we didn't come to any firm conclusions, but just as a heads up, that's something that we might try and pull together over the next couple of months. Also, following was a meeting of the Olympic Consortium Board, which I was interested to see that a significant part of their mission, this organization runs the work source centers and does a number of other things to try and deal with job placement issues. And for our EDC friends that are out in the audience, a significant portion of their mission is to help match an appropriately trained job force with the kinds of jobs that are available. And I recall reading from just about every quarterly report that the EDC's put out that that's a significant problem in Clallam County, is a mismatch between the jobs that are available and the trained workforce that is available to take those jobs. So to the extent that we have not connected these two organizations, I think that it makes very good sense to do that. And finally, on Saturday afternoon, I attended the 35th anniversary celebration of the federal recognition of the Jamestown Clallam tribe, which is certainly a very proud moment in that organization's history, and it was an honor to be there. Thank you.
An opportunity Sunday to sit with the Beaver Fire Department and the Three Rivers Fire Department. One of the presentations was Representative Jim Buck's discussion with regard to emergency preparedness. They actually invited him to come back so they could bring more of the staff. Representative Buck has also asked in his presentation, the very last page, future action we might consider, the county commissioners might consider just a memo of support for the actions that he's involved in, and so I'll be working with Jim. I had a chance to talk with him about that. He wants to keep the momentum alive, and he's done a lot of really good work on this project.
Nothing from me.
Contracts and agreements.
Item 2A is amendment number 6 for the Department of Health, adding funding and modifying the language. This is an increase of $182,626 for a revised maximum consideration of $1,611,907. All this was discussed in work session on February 8th.
Move to approve the amendment on the Department of Health.
I second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And item 2B is an agreement with Dynamic Collectors, Inc. for Superior Court Clerk Collection Services. We did get an update from Barb on this several weeks ago. She went out and did the RFP, and this is her recommendation. Dynamic Collectors.
Move to approve the RFP.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Any questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 2C is an agreement with Duncan Forbes for outside counsel under a special deputy prosecutor appointment to continue work on matters of pending litigation. And our prosecutor called me this morning and said there was one thing he asked me if I would clear up for you concerning both item 2C and 2D, that when he listened back he realized he had erred, and that was, he specifically said that these deputy prosecutor appointments would last until he took them away, and it's not true. These are one-year appointments, both of them. But he does come with his full recommendation to make this and item 2C and 2D, as was also discussed on work session February 8th.
So I move to approve the agreement with Duncan Forbes, excuse me, and the agreement with Dale Cammer.
Let's just take 2C first, and then we'll clear, just for the clerk.
Okay, so just
Duncan Forbes.
move to approve the agreement with Duncan Forbes.
I second.
It's moved and seconded. Any further questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And item 2D is the same agreement for outside counsel with Dale Cammer.
Move to approve the agreement with Dale Cammer.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 2E is amendment number 1 with William Payne, extending his hearing examiner services until May 31st, 2016, as requested by the board and discussed last week in work session. And I have not yet received back, but I still have heard nothing but she does intend to. So this is the only one at this time.
So move to approve the personal services agreement with William Payne.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Any questions or comments?
So the question I've got, Jim, is if we had 2,
Yes.
and one has confirmed an extension, it sounds like the second.
She's also confirmed she intends to. We just haven't received it back yet.
And right now, what we've been doing is just all.
And both of their contracts are good through the end of February already. So we have no problem with the second hearing examiner until after February 28th.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 2F is an agreement with the Washington State Department of Corrections to house offenders in the jail, all as explained and discussed in work session on February 8th.
Move to approve the agreement with the Department of Corrections.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Any questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 2G is an agreement with the Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs to establish and maintain a 24/7 sobriety program. Again, all as discussed in work session on February 8th.
Move to approve the agreement to establish and maintain a sobriety program.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Any questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 2H is an agreement with Jeremy K. Meyer and Sabrina Ham to purchase land for the reconstruction of the Lower Elwha Road between Edgewood Drive and Casey Way. Total cost $62,300, all as was discussed in work session on February 8th.
Move to approve the agreement for the purchase of the land.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And item 2I is an agreement with Michael Olson and Peter Sari to purchase an easement for the Carlsberg Sewer Project. Maximum cost $1,500, as was discussed in work session on February 8th.
Move to approve purchase of the easement for the Carlsberg Works.
Yeah, second.
It's moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? Actually, I think we're just trading. Are we trading?
That one has money and trade.
Trade.
As I recall this.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. No bids and awards, no administration, no budget, no community development items, no public works items, no public hearings, public comment. Is there any member of the public wishing to make comment on anything of interest? We have a work session item on the Economic Development Council at 10:30 and a work session item on the YMCA SARC proposal at 11. We have Board of Health today at 1:30, KMP Thursday at 1. Anything else? Is there anybody who wants to make comment? Didn't see anybody move. So the calendar stands as presented. We'll recess until 10:30, which time we'll take up the Economic Development Council contract. No objections or orders. Watch me dry. Yep. Okay, we'll call to order the Board of Commissioners meeting. If you join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. Hey, Larry, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Please, I'll let you guys do that.
Go with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one
here to give you. You haven't been here for 25 years, so you don't get the etching, but I've been here for a while, so we have a certificate of appreciation to give you for your service, and I'll let Jim see if he has any comments that he wants to make.
I would thank you. Cindy, you've only been with us a little over 7 months, but it's tough being in the ivory tower. I mean, that's a position that comes with a lot of stress, a lot of sleepless nights. You've done a great job. We really appreciate the work. We're going to miss you, and it's going to be difficult to replace you, I can tell you that. But at the same time, we recognize you're moving towards something, to go and help your daughter and your granddaughter, and I think you're really looking forward to that, and we wish you well in the future. Thank you very much.
Any other comments from board members?
We're going to miss you, Cindy. Thank you very much for keeping us organized in all the meetings. People don't really realize all the meetings that we go to and we actually need to prepare for those, reviewing,
So then we have time at the end of the meeting. Seeing nobody. Consent agenda.
Thank you. Item 1A is approval of vouchers for the week of February 8th. Item 1B is approval of minutes for the week of February 8th. And item 1C is approval of payroll for the period ending January 31st.
move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Reports and presentations. Cindy, you're here.
Nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Larry. Roll call.
Chair Chapman?
Here.
Commissioner Matthias?
Present.
Commissioner Each?
Here.
Administrator Jones?
I am here.
Request for modifications, approval of the agenda.
I have no modifications to ask for.
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Public comment for agenda items. Is there any member of the public wishing to make comment on agenda items?